Welcome to the West Texas Strength Channel. Today we have max effort upper 2-board bench press. This is the warm-up, so I'm starting with an empty bar. I usually get this for about 10 reps. So something nice and easy, then we go up to 135 pounds. Usually for this, I tend to do anywhere between 8 and 10 reps. Again, just trying to get a good solid warm-up in and getting some good volume built up with my warm-up. And prior to starting the warm-up for the bench, I generally do some other accessory movements to get the warm-up, as you would say, the warm-up to the warm-up. So now moving up to 175 pounds, and from here I'm doing it for about 5 reps. So we start out with 10 reps, then go about to 8 to 10, then move down to 5, and then we go towards doing triples, doubles, and singles as we get closer to our heavier weight. So I'm choosing to warm up with full range of motion before I start to use the 2-board, which from here I actually like to use the bench block. We have a couple of them in the gym. They go from 1 board or half board, 1 board, 2 board, 3 board, 4 board, and so on. And like I said, it's pretty easy to use, and I generally train on my own. So it's something that I don't have to have someone to actually use these as with your traditional boards. So now I'm at 205 pounds on bench. And then I started to use also my wrist wraps. Again, provides a little bit more stability. And I'm going for 3 reps here. So 3 reps, I think with these, I, have kind of a slight hesitation, almost like a slight pause, but it's still touch and go as I'm warming up through the session. Now, I still have a little bit of hesitation to letting the bar rest on my chest due to my sternum and my heart surgery. That was a little over a year ago, but I'm pretty confident now, more than I was, of course, in the beginning. But again, still not 100% sure on it. But like I said, we're getting better on a regular basis. So now we're up to 225. We're doing another triple here. With 225, feeling pretty good. Like I said, getting a pretty good pump here. And then, as we're continuing to warm up to work up to our max effort single with the 2-board. And you can see that I'm now starting to use the 2-board, so I implemented it. And this is pretty easy to get it centered on the bar. Again, it's a pretty easy tool to use if you're training on your own, but also even if you're not training on your own, it's still a good tool to use anyways. So now here I'm at 255 pounds, and I'm going to do this for a double. So 2-board for 2 at 255, and then we're going to go up from there. So the next weight that we're going to do is 275 pounds, and we'll go ahead and do that for a single. So I'm getting closer and closer to my top single with the 2-board. With this, I believe I've done this movement one other time throughout my training in the last, I would say, 6 months. And I want to say my last previous best was about, I would say, 300 to 305 to a 2-board, if I'm not mistaken. So that we're just trying to beat that. So again, with 275 now on here for a single. Again, this felt pretty good, to be honest. So like I said, we're just kind of climbing from there, getting adjusted to the heavier loads. So for me in my training, I generally have an issue with the top portion of my bench, but I think just overall in my time lifting, something that I'm generally lacking is strength in my arms. So once I start training, everything else tends to get pretty developed, for the exception of my arms. So we're trying to work on that. And then that was 295 for a good single. So from 295, we're going to move up to 315 on the bar. And as you can see on the safety spotter arms, I went ahead and added those in there just in case. And I know if for whatever reason something happens, those safety spotter arms won't necessarily catch because of the two board, but we can figure something out. So I also have my Hades ammonia, which is some pretty strong stuff, so that helped me getting with this pretty close to my top single, and 315 for that single. So from there I'm gonna decide to move up, and I believe this one is 335, so I'm getting pretty close. Again, I'm using the ammonia. I usually use this for top singles, which is maybe twice a week, since we're doing the max effort method for upper and lower throughout my training. And this is 335 for a single. So let's see how it goes. Moves pretty well, but I'm pretty confident at this point. I'm thinking to myself is I'm probably gonna do a little more, and that little more is about 5 pounds extra. So this next weight is 340, and we're gonna attempt a single. And here again, this is feeling pretty heavy at this point, and looks like I get it. At this point I felt like I probably had a little more, so we probably could have gone up to 345, but called it a day.